Hello everyone and welcome to Epic Generation. We are so happy you can join us. We have a fun-filled show for you today. We'll be going on another field trip to learn about some new furry friends of ours. And have you ever been given a gift before or received a gift? Well, today we'll be talking about a special gift-giving tradition in the Philippines. And I know you've heard many people sing as a form of art, but have you heard about spoken word? Well, we have a special treat just for you as you learn about the unique art of spoken word. Now sit back, relax, and let's go on our epic adventure.
Hey Epic Generation kids, and welcome to Generation DIY. My name is Tia and I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cute gnome. Let's go! So the materials that you will need for this DIY are a foam cone, and don't worry, you can choose whatever size you'd like. A plain sock and any pattern sock. And I recommend using adult socks because here, this is a kid sock right here, and this is an adult sock. And as you can see, the adult socks are way bigger. You'll also need some scissors, wooden beads, a glue gun, which mine is already leaking, and some extra glue sticks on hand. And last but not least, furry fabric that you can find at your local craft store or at your local fabric store. So we are going to start by taking a plain sock. Basically what the sock is going to do is it's going to be our base for our gnome. We are going to cut it just about under the heel. Before we put the sock onto the base of our foam cone, here's a tip. Stretch the sock. Just don't stretch it too much that it breaks. The point of stretching the sock is so that when it goes on top of the foam cone base, it won't be as tough to slide it on. For our next step, let's grab our hot glue gun and glue around the rims so it stays on tight. So now that I am at the back and I've glued all my rims around, I have the excess. So what we're going to do about this is we are going to pinch it, place some hot glue right under, and now just hold it until it's dry. And voila, now we have our base. For our next step, we're going to need our furry fabric. I already have mine pre-cut, but what you're gonna do with the furry fabric is cut it into a triangle like this. Once you have cut it, start aligning where you want the furry fabric to go. Make sure it's even. Once you have your placement, we're gonna start at the back with our hot glue gun again. Now we're gonna put a little bit of hot glue to keep it down. Now we're just gonna make our way around by gluing little spots all around to keep it secure. Now once you get to the end about here, we're going to overlap it. Ta-da! Now we got our gnome's little beard. Our next step for our gnome is the hat. So for my pattern sock for the hat, I'm going to use this one. I know I said kid socks were fairly small, but this one looks cute with it, so why not? Let's go. You see this heel right here? We have a little line in between there, so we're just gonna cut right in between there. Now we are going to cut just a little edge right about at the top near the toe. And voila. So at this part here, what you're gonna do is you're going to stitch or sew. You can stitch with a needle, you can hand sew, or you can use a sewing machine even, and sew this side. But first, before you sew that side, wait. You're going to flip it inside out and then sew it. Then when you flip it inside out again, it'll be good. I already have done that and I have a pre-made one right here. So let's just snug his little hat on. Voila! Now for our last step, the wooden beads. Now I have various sizes here for various cones, but because this cone's fairly big, I am going to use a big wooden bead. We're just gonna put a little dot of hot glue on the back side of the bead, and voila! You've got yourself your own DIY gnome for Christmas. And you can also name your gnome if you want. Like this one, he's Fredrickson. And this one, I'm gonna name him Mr. Fluffles. Well, I hope you enjoyed this DIY and you try it yourself at home. Merry Christmas! Bye!
Hey guys, my name is Kyle. Welcome to Gen Learners. We're at Positively Pets and we're gonna see some scaly reptiles. And this time, no poop whatsoever. Come on, let's go.
Tortoises and turtles, we always think of them as walking very slowly. Yeah, and they can be fast when they want to be, but a lot of animals actually don't like to use more energy than they need to in the wild. So for him, he only goes fast when it's really important for him to go fast. Tortoises and turtles are very different from any other kind of reptile. What did they have that other reptiles don't have? A shell, yeah. Does any other kind of reptile have a shell? A snail. Is a snail a reptile though? No, snails aren't reptiles. Snails are a kind of animal that we call a mollusk. They don't even have a spine. But a tortoise or a turtle has this really cool shell. So the top part of his shell is called a carapace and the bottom part of his shell is called a plastron. And they join together at the sides so that he's got this kind of armor all the way around his body, right? And it's hard like armor. All the other animals that we saw are all mammals, but he is a reptile. So he's only got one hole for his poop and his pee, and if he were a girl, his eggs as well. So Zul here, he is what we call a frilled dragon. So he's got this cool skin around his face. When he is lifting up his frill, he has a very, very shocking color. Do you guys see that? Look at that. It's a bright, beautiful yellow color. So when he is trying to scare away another animal, right, or to say, this is my territory, yeah, he can lift up his frill. And his frill, it's kind of like an umbrella. And it makes this big round shape all the way around his face, and it makes him look very big and very, very scary. And he can open his mouth and he can hiss, and he can curl. He's got, you guys see this beautiful long tail he has? He can curl his long tail up over his back, and he can look very, very scary, right? But he's just trying to scare other animals away. He would actually run away himself if it weren't to work. He is a large snake. Everyone, this is Romeo. And Romeo is the biggest snake that we have at Positively Pets. So he is a blood python. And no, he does not suck any blood. He does not suck any blood. He does not eat any people. He actually likes to eat things like rats, right? He's a very, very thick animal. He is not actually he's not the longest snake that we have at Positively Pets, but he is indeed the thickest and the heaviest. He is actually not a venomous snake. We can keep snakes that are constrictor snakes that aren't super duper long. We can keep them as pets because they are a lot less dangerous. He's not slimy like a frog or a salamander would be. He's actually dry. Sometimes he feels wet, but that's only because he's gone for a swim. He does have a skeleton on the inside. So exoskeletons are for animals that don't have a backbone. But he does have a backbone. He's got a whole bunch of ribs, and they run all the way down his back.
So now we've seen the turtle, the frilled dragon, and the snake. My favorite part was the frilled dragon because at the back there's yellow, and yellow means caution, danger to any predators. So I hope you learned something new. Bye!
It's the season of giving, and most people exchange gifts at this time of the year. But did you know in Filipino mythology, there's this thing called harang? And that's when our ancestors used to give offerings to the Anito and Diwata. Let's find out more from Dr. Kat from Suyamano.
Hello everybody! Ako po si Doc Cathy dito sa Suyamano, and today's topic is going to be something from our ancient Philippine mythology. Today we're going to talk about harang. Harang is an offering that we give to our anitos and our diwatas. What's an anito? What's a diwata? Anitos are our spirits of our ancestors, and diwatas are the gods, goddesses, and deities of the Philippine Islands. And there are many. Before our country was Christianized and colonized, those before us practiced harang for many reasons. Some were personal, and some were simply to say thank you. The others were also for petitions and requests. Some of these requests were on good weather, good crop, good health, good marriages, and so forth. So when you're walking in the areas of nature and or by the shore, by the forest, and you see these setups where there was ceremonial ritual places, these were places for harang. Today, as we consider this season of gift giving, remember those before us. Remember also our offerings that we give to each other, and consider also making an offering to your ancestors. Happy holidays, everybody.
So, Alyssa, are you finished with your presents? Well, almost. I got a gift for my family, my friends, and pretty much everyone.
How about me?
Well, I actually got a surprise for you. Close your eyes. Ta-da!
Thank you. Oh, I have a gift for you too.
Huh?
Close your eyes.
Whoa, thank you.
You know, it doesn't matter if I have a gift because we're spending time with you.
Yeah, right, Eva. It depends on friendship. Merry Christmas! Bye!
Hey guys, welcome to Get Inspired. Thank you so much again for inviting us. Thanks for bringing us back, guys. I'm Rachel.
And I'm John.
And together our duo is called Constangeline, because John's middle name is Constantine. My middle name is Evangeline, so we just kind of like put it together.
Like
so,
this.
like this. So, I do spoken word. I'm not going to sing today. John plays guitar. But before I get into my poem, in spoken word we do something special. Usually after performances people go, yay, woo. But in spoken word instead we snap. So does everyone, before we start, does everyone here know how to snap? It's okay if you don't. You can still pretend to do it. So you just put your two fingers together and go. If anything, you can make like fake clicking noises when you do it. So click, 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 click. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so we're gonna practice our snapping because after I perform this poem, we're gonna try having you guys snap, okay? So after the count of 3, I wanna hear you all snapping, okay? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Like that.
So the poem I'm gonna do is a very short one. It's called I Pray. It's a very simple poem. Every line starts with the words I pray, and I just finish it up, okay? And then later on I'll teach you guys how to do it too. We're gonna remix this poem, make our own. Yes, we're gonna make our own spoken word poem, okay? So this poem's called I Pray. I pray that the skies are the only thing blue about your days. I pray that whether or not the weather weathers you down, you will have the choice to put on or take off. I pray that every smile you receive will be sincere. I pray that handshakes shower your social life with a chance of good fortune. I pray that money flows like tap water, pouring only when you need it. I pray that your ice creams will be cold and your showers hot. I pray that your bus arrives. I pray that the streets are littered with crushed cans instead of car crashes. I pray that your bus arrives. I pray that the street lights will be our night lights instead of lighthouses. I don't pray that when you walk home at night you feel safe. I pray that you are safe. I pray that the only spaces you'll need to fill are between someone's fingers. I pray that when the ground crumbles beneath you, you will be brave enough to pick yourself back up again. I pray that you will always love. I pray that you will always learn. And Very good. So, this is a really cool spoken word prompt that my teacher taught me a while ago. Sometimes people have a hard time writing poems because you can't just give someone a paper and be like, okay, now go write a poem, be back in 5 minutes. That's not how it works for everybody. So sometimes you need a little help. So this poem was written like 3 years ago, and my teacher told me, think of someone very special in your life, and you have the words I pray, and just fill up the blanks. So we're gonna try doing that today. Now we don't have to use the words I pray. We can use the words I wish or I hope, but we all have to agree on which one to use. So everyone who wants to use the words I wish, raise your hand. Oh, okay, I wonder what the winner's gonna be. I hope, for everyone who wants to use I hope, raise your hands. Okay, are you speaking for everybody? All right.
Wait.
So we'll do I hope. Which one did you want to do?
It's up to them.
It's up to them, okay.
It's democracy, right?
Okay, we'll do I hope. Now, what we're gonna do is we're each gonna come up with one line. So it's gonna be I hope, blah. You just gotta think of one thing. So I hope, what's a good one? I hope that you have food every day, or I hope you do well in your class. You just gotta think of someone very special in your life. So it could be either a relative, like a parent. It could be your sibling. It could be your best friend. It could be your teacher. It could even be a superhero, an actor, a YouTuber, just someone that means a lot to you, okay? So we might as well do it too. So think of I hope, and then fill up the rest. And then we're gonna do it with music, and we'll see how our group poem goes, okay? One that I'm thinking of is my pet at home. So I'm gonna be like, I hope every day for you is a fun day, because I hope my pet's having a good time. What is yours gonna be?
Mine is for my brother. He works outside during the day, and the days are getting very cold outside. So mine is going to be, I hope that my brother stays warm.
Okay.
I hope you stay warm.
Yeah. So what's yours? Who did you think of?
My best friend.
Your best friend? What is yours? I
hope that you have fun at school.
That's a good one. What about you?
My best friend.
And what is for your best
I
friend?
hope we can be friends forever.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome.
Yes.
My friend too.
Okay.
I hope that you never feel lonely when you are.
That's good. What about yours?
I hope my grandpa stays alive.
That's a good one. So how about I hope you have a long life? How's that? So who did you think of?
Families.
Families? And what is your line?
I hope families will be safe.
Yeah, that's a good one. I hope every day will be a fun day.
And I hope that you stay warm outside.
I hope you have fun at school. I hope we can be friends forever.
I hope that when you're lonely, you don't feel lonely.
I hope you stay alive. I hope families are safe.
I hope that every day you love and every day you learn. Good job, guys. Instead of clapping, what do we do?
Hey,
Good job.
That's it.
Awesome. So now you can tell everyone that not only did you write a spoken word poem, you wrote one with music, and that's very, very special. So does anyone have any other questions before we head out? Yes.
Marco, what's up?
How do you come up with the music for the poems?
That's a very good question, Marco. Well, when Rachel writes a poem, I look at the words and I listen to the words when she's speaking. And say, for example, if she says something like soft, and I'm going, and she says soft, I'll do a soft sound, right?
Yeah.
Or when she says streetlights in the one poem, I go here. Because it's kind of reminds me of nighttime. Mm-hmm. So I try to use the ideas in my head and try to make the guitar make the right sounds, depending on the words. And it's a little different than writing for a singer, right? Because usually the singer's like, right? But there's no like rhythm that she's singing, right? So I have to sort of make the parts based on her. Mm-hmm. So Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So what's the one word to describe what we did today?
Thankful.
And the poem kind of describes how we feel thankful for our families, our friends, and all the things we have. That's what you guys said. All the things that you guys just said just kind of talks about things we already have. So poetry helps you be thankful. And John and I are thankful that you guys invited us here at Get Inspired. So before we say goodbye and we end something, what do we do? There we go. Thank you so much, guys.
Now you know a lot more about our new furry friends from the animal shelter. And thank you to Constangeline for sharing with us your special spoken word talent using your voice and with the support of the guitar as well. And finally, now you know another special Filipino tradition on gift giving. Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of all of us here at Epic Generation, I would like to wish each and every one of you a very healthy and blessed Christmas season. Until next time, please continue to take care, stay safe, and we'll see you here on Epic Generation.